A change of mind on the trickle filter and how my algae is doing. Hi guys, well, I hope you remember my pond with all the algae I had in it. I had a big algae problem and then I had to treat it with the clover leaf. Well, now 3 weeks down the line, this is my pond. This is how it's come out. No algae, it's all gone. There's a little bit of woolly stuff around the sides, but I just sweep that off with a brush. I just go around with that van washing brush I've showed you before. As you'll notice, the crashing water's gone. I've just got a nice quiet gentle trickle, as you can hear now. I've piped my inlets down into the water, so I've still got the flow coming into the pond, and it's also bringing air with it, as you can see. It's also aerating the pond as well. And I've no longer got the algae problem, which is lovely. It's all gone now. There's my fish down there, hope you can see them. This is down the 4-foot end. You can see one of the little ones down there. It's remarkable really, because after the heron strike I only ended up with like I said, the runts of the litter. When you think them two little ones down there are 2-year-old, it's quite a good thing in a way, because they're not growing too big fast, and they're keeping that bit of perspective in the pond. So as they were the runts of the litter, so to speak, which is all the heron left me with, it took all the bigger ones. They're still coming out nice little fish, so never give up on your fish if they're not growing. Give them a chance, because you can get some lovely colours from them. This little one coming this way now, this orange and white one, he's a lovely little fish, but he's 2-year-old. But it just keeps a bit of perspective in the pond. It's quite good really. And I mean, they swim in and among the bigger fish without any problem. The big fish don't bother them at all. Okay guys, what I'm building here is the framework. I've just started on the framework for the trickle filter. This is obviously on its side. It will stand up and the trays will slot into here with a bit of luck, and basically it's so that if I wanted to take the middle one out, I could do. If I wanted to clean it or whatever, I can take them out one at a time. I don't have to dismantle the stack. They'll just slide in and out so that I can do anything to them basically. So we're well underway with it. I've got the front legs to get on yet, and a couple more supports down the bottom there. But I'm going to press on, and hopefully I'll get this done today, so that I can actually start on working on the trays then, drilling the holes. Okay guys, that's got pretty much the frame built. I might alter 1 or 2 things or add 1 or 2 things, but that's pretty much the frame built. So there's the top 2 boxes. The others obviously will fit them. I've got the plants in them at the minute, so I've got to get the plants out from the boxes that's outside to fit them. But that's pretty much it. And then actually, if I want to pull one out at any time, I can do. I can slide it out as and when I want. So coming on quite well. Sooner I get this up and running, the better I think. The plumbing and all the drainage comes now, so we'll have to get all the holes drilled, see how the flow goes. I want to check the flow first. Okay guys, the stand's made. I have got some more bits that will go across the front. Then if I want to take one of these boxes out, I'll just undo a couple of screws and slide it out. But what I'm on at the moment is I've got a 40mm bulkhead and put it in there, which comes out the other side up and then to the shower bar. Now I've got the holes to drill in this yet, but I've got it coming up onto a T and then a stop end either end, and the lid just fits on top of that nicely, because I will want the lid on the top one. So now I want to put a lot of little holes underneath that now to turn it into like a shower, like you have in your bathroom, so it sprays out like a shower. Okay guys, this is the spray bar. I've got a stop end either end, and I've just done 3 lines of holes across there, and I've gone right the way across, and 3 to 3.5mm holes. I've even actually put some in the back so I get a full spray across the system. I was in a bit of a quandary on where to put this trickle filter. I was going to put it behind the door, stack it behind there and then run it from the skimmer, but then I thought, well, the water it's going to be getting is going to be pretty dirty, so it's going to block up. Plus in the winter I'm going to have to switch it off because it's going to freeze up if we get a bit of a hard winter, so that didn't become an option. So then I thought, well, I'll have a look at putting it in the shed. Now in the shed I was thinking of clearing this corner out and cutting that shelf off and having it stand there and pumping from the moving bed, which is obviously clean water in the moving bed, into the trickle filter, and it would have gone down the trickle filter. But then because the water level in the trickle filter on this side would have been lower than the moving bed, I couldn't put it back to the moving bed, otherwise the containers would have started to fill up. So the only option was to take it out on 2-inch pipe out from the trickle filter through the side of the shed and tap into the 3-inch pipe, the return that goes to the pond, tap into that. And I thought, well, that's a lot of plumbing as well. That's all extra plumbing, extra pipe work, another hole in the shed. So I had to get me raining gear, and what I've come up with is I'm going to drop it on top of the moving bed, and that's where it's going to go. It's going to be a 2-tier thing, 2 containers on each tier. I've got no return piping to do because it'll just go straight back into the moving bed. The only piping I've got is pumping from the moving bed into the top of the 2 spray bars. So what I've got to do now is make myself another spray bar for this side and get that connected up. Put the holes in the bottom, and that should be it. It'll be a matter of cleaning up the alpha drog to go in it and then switching it on. So I'm going to see how this works. I can't see any problems with it. The water is just going to be spraying back into the moving bed, which is just going to add more air and help move the media in there, so I can't see that being a problem. I've got to keep my spray down to a minimum. The splash, I don't want it splashing out a lot, so I've got to keep my eye on that. Apart from that, I can't see any other problems. So that's where it's going to go. I'm going to mount it on top of the moving bed. Well guys, my new water purifier's come, my dechlorinator. It's just come after sending the last one back. I've just took it out of the box. I'm going to unwrap it and see about getting it fitted. Well guys, okay, that's where the water purifier's gone. I just dropped my garden hose on the other end of that when I want to top the pond up, and that side just goes into the filter cage, so it mixes with the water going back to the pond. But that's where I've mounted that. Well, that's the trickle filter built. All built and plumbed. All we've got to do now is go and fit it in, wash the media and get that in. But it's all there, ready to go. Well, there you go guys, it's in and running, a bit noisy at the minute, but it's because I've got no alpha grog in it. It's empty at the moment, but that's it, up and running. Got 2 spray bars in the top, and I don't know whether you can see, that's it coming through onto the second layer, and then back into the moving bed, and that will be my trickle filter. So we'll get the white rock washed off now, alpha grog, we'll get that washed off and then get it in there. Okay guys, I've got my pond water in the tub, I've got my alpha grog here ready, so I'm going to get it washed and get it into the trickle filter. There you go guys, not sure if you can see that, but that's all the dirt, that is thick with dirt and dust. That's all the dirt that come out of the alpha grog, so you have to wash it. Well, you don't have to, but it's best to wash it to get all that off it. You don't want all that in your pond or your filters. But that's it, that's done, it's all in. That's another 30k I've just put in. I take it out of the bags by hand actually to leave all that grit in there. I don't want that in the filters, that'll just block your holes up. The first bag I did tip in and wished I hadn't. I take it out of the bags by hand now so that it leaves all that grit and small stuff behind. Well guys, this isn't going quite as far as I hoped it would. That is a full bag in there, 15k, and it's just over half full. I thought one bag would have done this, but obviously not. Either the containers are bigger than I thought they were, or I've underestimated this slightly. So I'll get all in I can, and I can always top the top ones up later, but that's one full bag anyway. Okay guys, there it is, all up and running. I'm a bag short, I need another bag. All I've got in the top is there, that's all I've got. So I'll need another bag just to top the top ones up, and that'll do. So I'll get that ordered so it's here Tuesday or Wednesday next week, and I can get that underway. What I'm going to do now is do a water test the pond, so I can keep a check on just what this is actually doing. I don't know whether you can see a lot in there, it's all raining down on the media is all nice and wet. So we'll see how it goes, see what sort of difference it makes. But that's my trickle filter. I do have lids, I've got some lids here that will go on the top. Apparently it likes to be nice and dark, so they will fit on there, and screw down the other side, they will fit on there. And I've got one for this side as well, another lid to go on there, and that's it, up and running. So we'll see what sort of difference it makes. Well guys, the RDF is still working away, doing a cracking job I must say. I love this thing. It's still working away well. The rest of my media should be here today for the spray filter, trickle filter, the alpha grog. That should be here today so I can get that finished off. It's just triggered actually, and you can see the pond's pretty clear and it's still fetching dirt out as it does its cycle, but that's all working well. I've still got that little algae, electronic algae thing on there. I don't have a lot of faith in it, if I'm honest. I can't really see it doing anything. Well, I'll leave it there, see how it goes. Like I say, it's only 3 watt, so I'll give it a chance, see what it does. Let's have a quick look at the pond. It's early morning at the moment, so there is still a little bit of froth on the pond. It's a pretty dull day here at the moment, there's no sun or anything. It is a lot more peaceful since I've put the pipes on the water, the return back to the pond. It's just a nice little trickle of water, nice and relaxing. This will also dry that wall out. That wall was pretty wet and getting mossed up or algaed up, so that is drying out now, so I can get the Karcher pressure washer on it and clean it all down. But I must say I do prefer it like this. The crashing water's not my thing really. Well guys, as you can see, the rest of my media has come from rainbow koi. So what I should do now is get that washed and get it into the filter. That's the alpha grog. So I'll get that washed and get it into the filter. Okay guys, that's the filter all up and running. All the media in. So now we'll see just what a difference it makes. I mean, with it pumping from the moving bed, which is full of the old bacteria anyway, that should pump it up and give it a good start. That should start it off well. But there were some gel balls, bacteria balls come with it, so I did throw them in as well. So let's hope we can do some good with it. We'll see what it does. Well guys, that's it for today for me. It's 9:30 at night, so I'm going to call it a day. That concludes another 2 weeks in the life of my pond. So all that's left to say is until the next time, do take care, thanks for watching, and happy ponding.